But after that, you had what went down in Vegas, a rematch from the Final Four a couple of years back. And it almost felt like more of a replay than a rematch. You feel me? Y'all remember how that one ended, right? Jalen Suggs pulling up from a mid-court logo piece of real estate. Delivers one of the all-time devastating dagger blows at the buzzer in March Madness history. I know you remember that. I know Bruin fan remembers that. Bruin fan is never going to forget that. Bruin fan may never recover from that. I know they haven't yet, and they may never will. Which makes last night all the more devastating because it happened again. Right on cue. Talk about deja vu. Talk about history repeating itself. It happened again. So I roll in here this morning, and the very first person I see is Columbia grad Chalk. He's always the first person I see. The Columbia grad is always the first one in. I'm always the second one in. The second person I see is UCLA grad Jack Savage. First thing I say to Savage, and I quote, I said, dude, you got a hell of a lot of nerve rolling in here after last night, Jack Tame. Then I chased that with a, Jesus Christ, it's Jack Civilized.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
Jack Savage? Jack Savage is more like John Timid. I mean, bro. I'll say it again on air. You got a hell of a lot of nerve showing your face around here after that last night. I mean, I say that as somebody who represents UCLA in a big way. This is a big UCLA house. In fact, I got to give it to you, Tame. You've done a pretty nice job for me thus far. Well, at least until last night. If I were you, I would take that corny split lid you have with UCLA on one side and Northwestern on the other side, and I'd light that thing on fire because you clearly will not need that ever again. Jack, non-aggressive. In fact, as that slow motion train wreck was playing out last night, I texted him and I said, I'm telling you, Jack Tame, your boys look like they're going to blow this. Not only do they look like they're going to blow this, they look like they're going to get blown out in the process. And if they do, Tame, your ass is fired. I mean that. And then when the Zags went up 10, I texted him and I said, I don't want to see your face tomorrow. You come in Saturday, you pack up your crap, and I never want to see your face ever again. Dude, Jack Tame, that poor bastard. Imagine being a UCLA fan right now. Bastards! And living through that Suggs buzzer beater against the same Gonzaga program. And you're not even over that yet. And that was 2 years ago. And then having to sit through this ending last night. Heels in the logo. Another logo depth dagger. Another local kid lighting it up in his hometown. Last night we had Mr. New York City and also Mr. Las Vegas, Julian Strawther. Now, he didn't have his best game, but he stepped up anyway, and he asked to take the biggest shot of Gonzaga's season. He didn't even need that 40-footer. Why not play for two and the lead? Why not? As always, why does anybody do anything? Because they can, and he knew he could, and that's why he asked for the rock. There was nothing PG about you ripping out UCLA's still beating heart on national TV. And here's the thing about that shot, that crazy shot. When he let it go, I thought to myself, man, that is the worst shot ever. I'm being honest. When he let that go, I thought to myself, that is the worst shot ever. That is such a bad shot. Until it wasn't. Until it went down. Hell, you might even argue it was still a bad shot. Even though it won the game, given the situation, that's not a good shot. But he knocked it down. And while they nearly did let it get away, remember, this is not Mark Few's first rodeo. He's got one of his biggest guns in the huddle, getting all R-rated with it, saying, I'm that guy. I want that shot. Can I shoot the ball? Can I have the rock? So what's Few do? He says, hell yes, you're it. Try to get downhill. Yeah, but what if they don't come up on me? What if they don't pick me up at half court? What if they don't pick me up at the logo? Can I shoot it? Yes. Yes, you can shoot it. And he did. As for UCLA, as much as it hurts me to say this, and taking nothing from Gonzaga, who did clutch the hell up, but as for UCLA and Johnny Tame over there, that can't happen. That cannot happen. That just can't happen. Even if you want to let my dude Mick Cronin and his crew slide for not picking up full court or even half court or even getting in Strawther's grill, what you can't do is go more than 11 minutes in a Sweet 16 game without a bucket in a game that you were dominating. In the end, they gas out. And not having Jalen Clark did catch up with him, and so did the legendary Drew Timme. And what's not to love about that dude? No matter where your loyalties lie, this dude is the epitome of somebody who makes it better. Unless you're Jack Tame and you're a UCLA fan. Because UCLA had no answer for this dude. He went 36-13, probably could have gone for a half 100 if they just kept feeding him. Strawther is going to get the glory, but Timme did the work. Absolutely massive game from the three-time All-American, who's only adding to his legacy as an icon, both with his game and his swag and what he says. And yes, things did get sweaty. UCLA nearly did come all the way back. Hell, they had that lead late. Things did get sweaty at the end for the Zags. Breaths were being held. Buttholes were being puckered.
Butthole.
But ultimately, Timme and the Zags did not, quote, F this one up. And the Zags got it done. Again, UCLA gets their hearts ripped out and their souls snatched again. That's going to leave a mark. Just like the last one did. Bad enough having to live with one finish like that. Now there's another. That's two for you. Two for you, unfortunately.
It's two for me.
Thing is,
It's two for me.
like I said, I'm a big UCLA proponent. They're not far from him. This is a big UCLA house, so I'm going to do my very best. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to hold them accountable because I am. That can't happen. That cannot happen. And I'm going to tip my hat to the Zags. But in terms of UCLA, let's go ahead and try and look at this. It's kind of a glass half full situation. You know me. I'm upbeat. I'm positive. I'm Mr. Positive. Can I take a moment and cheer UCLA up? Here's a positive. At least you're not driving home. Man, we've all been there. That would be the ultimate drive of shame from Vegas back to LA. We've all gotten our asses kicked in Vegas and had to make that drive back. It's the worst thing ever. At least you're not that. Assuming the university hooked you guys up with a flight. So you've got that. That's not so bad. That's a good thing. And on top of that, I'll give you another positive. At least you stayed in clean hotel rooms. Apparently, UConn rooms full of vomit, dirt, and probably other bodily fluids. That, according to my pals at Vital Vegas. Yo, V2, been a minute. Vital Vegas, of course, were the ones that tipped us off to all those Raiders who were cheapskates and not tipping on the strip. Chastised them and admonished them for that. That's not how the game is played down here. Shout out to Vital Vegas. And they tweeted names, too. Hotel names. Me, I'm not doing that. I made that mistake once on this show, and it cost the company a lot of business. Here's what they tweeted. Quote, not sure what a UConn is, but the team reportedly bailed on insert hotel. Tagline, dirt, vomit, and worse.